Today, we are diving into the gritty, brutal, and absolutely wild side of K-dramas. We are talking about schools where the classrooms turn into war zones, the students possess lethal martial arts skills, and the survival rate depends entirely on your fists, your wits, or your squad. From alien invasions and zombie outbreaks to underground fight clubs and corrupt educational systems, high school has never looked this dangerous. Grab your snacks and brace yourselves, because we are counting down the top 10 action-packed high school Korean dramas you need to binge-watch right now. Starting our countdown at number 1 is the mind-blowing apocalyptic thriller, Duty After School. Imagine waking up one day as a regular third-year high school student, worrying about your upcoming college entrance exams, only to realize that the world is being invaded by lethal, terrifying alien spheres. When these extraterrestrial cells start raining down from the sky and attacking the population, the South Korean government panics. In a desperate bid to bolster their military forces, they declare that all high school seniors nationwide will be conscripted into the armed forces. Instead of picking up pens and studying math, the students of Sungjin High are handed rifles, dressed in military uniforms, and forced to undergo brutal combat training right on their school grounds. What makes Duty After School an absolute must-watch is the tragic, hyper-realistic shift from normal teenager antics to raw, traumatic survival. These kids aren't seasoned action heroes. They are terrified teenagers who have to learn how to shoot to kill while watching their classmates get slaughtered by erratic, lightning-fast alien monsters. The action sequences are massive, explosive, and filled with non-stop gunfire, tactical maneuvers, and heartbreaking sacrifices. As the students form an unlikely tight-knit platoon, their relationships are pushed to the absolute edge. At number 2, we have All of Us Are Dead. This series takes the classic zombie apocalypse and traps it inside the claustrophobic corridors of Haesan High School. A nightmare begins when a rogue science teacher experiments with a virus to help his bullied son fight back. But things go horribly wrong. A single student gets bitten by a lab mouse, and within hours, the virus spreads exponentially through the school like wildfire. Suddenly, the hallways are flooded with bloodthirsty, hyper-aggressive, parkour-running zombies, and a small group of surviving students finds themselves completely isolated from the outside world, without food, water, or any hope of immediate rescue. The action in All of Us Are Dead is relentlessly frantic and brilliantly choreographed around the school's environment. Because the students don't have access to actual weapons like guns or swords, they are forced to use whatever they can find in their classrooms to survive. Desk legs, broadcast equipment, fire extinguishers, archery bows, and window ledges. Every single episode features intense, heart-pounding set pieces, from massive cafeteria brawls to daring escapes across the school rooftops. The hand-to-hand combat and physical stunts are top tier, showcasing the sheer adrenaline of teenagers fighting off their former friends turned monsters. Moving on to number 3, Weak Hero Class 1. This drama strips away the sci-fi elements and dives headfirst into the brutal reality of severe school violence and gang culture. The story follows Yen Shi-eun, a quiet, pale, and seemingly fragile model student who cares about absolutely nothing except getting perfect grades. Because of his small stature and aloof attitude, the school's vicious delinquents mark him as an easy target for extortion and physical abuse. What these bullies don't realize is that Shi-eun is a ruthless tactical genius. Instead of relying on raw muscle, he uses his deep understanding of physics, psychology, and his immediate environment to dismantle his attackers with terrifying, calculated precision. The action choreography in Weak Hero Class 1 is some of the most visceral and raw combat you will ever witness in a Korean drama. Shi-eun doesn't just punch and kick. He uses curtains, pens, books, and the psychological element of surprise to utterly break his opponents before they can even react. When he teams up with a naturally gifted, fiercely loyal fighter named An Soo-ho, the action scales up significantly. They find themselves dragged into a dangerous underworld involving runaway leagues, illegal gambling rings, and ruthless street thugs. Every fight feels dangerous, messy, and carries immense emotional weight. Coming in at number 4 is the highly explosive, action-packed adaptation, Teach You a Lesson. Based on the famous webtoon Get Schooled, this series tackles the breakdown of classroom order and rampant juvenile delinquency from a completely fresh, badass perspective. After a series of extreme incidents where teachers lose all authority and students run amok with unchecked violence, the government decides to step in with an extreme solution. They establish the Educational Rights Protection Bureau and deploy specialized, highly trained government inspectors who are legally authorized to use physical intervention and unconventional, aggressive methods to reform corrupt schools and discipline dangerous, untouchable delinquents. Enter Hua Jin, a former Special Forces captain turned rogue inspector who does not care about rules, political correctness, or playing nice. He walks into the most toxic, gang-infested high schools in the country with one simple mission: to beat some actual sense into bullies who think they are above the law. The action here is highly stylized, satisfying, and reminiscent of a top-tier action movie. Hua Jin completely dominates every room he enters, delivering absolute beatdowns to arrogant school gang leaders, corrupt staff, and rich protected bullies. At number 5, we have One High School Heroes. This drama tells the story of a top-tier, humble model student who has spent his entire life focusing strictly on his studies under the oppressive, hyper-controlling eye of his father, who demands he become a doctor. Uigyam suppresses his true self and avoids conflict at all costs, despite witnessing the rampant bullying and structural violence happening all around him at school. However, a breaking point arrives when he can no longer look away, and he unleashes a shocking, innate, and explosive fighting ability that leaves the entire school stunned. His hidden talent is quickly spotted by Yoonki, a quick-witted, highly skilled student who convinces Uigyam to unleash his inner warrior. Together, they secretly form an underground vigilante group known as the High School Heroes. They decide to become the shield for the helpless, systematically taking down the school's most brutal bullies, corrupt cliques, and even dealing with dangerous situations involving domestic abuse. Taking the number 6 spot is Study Group, a phenomenal action comedy that perfectly blends high-stakes academic pressure with top-tier martial arts. The story centers around Gamin, a sweet, polite boy whose ultimate burning passion in life is to do well in school and get into a good college. There is just one massive problem. Gamin is naturally terrible at studying, but he possesses an absolute genius-level talent for street fighting and Jeet Kune Do. Desperate to improve his grades, he enrolls at Yusung Technical High School, notorious for being one of the worst, most dangerous delinquent factories in the country, where studying is considered a crime and fighting is an everyday lifestyle. Determined to defy the odds, Gamin attempts to form a legitimate study group to prepare for university entrance exams. Naturally, the school's various gangs and criminal cliques see this as a joke and constantly try to destroy his study sanctuary and bully his friends. That is when Gamin has to strip off his glasses, roll up his sleeves, and use his lethal martial arts skills to literally fight for his right to read books. The action in Study Group is wildly dynamic, fast, and beautifully stylized, showcasing incredible footwork, counter-strikes, and environmental brawls. Coming in at number 7 is the mystical and supernatural drama Moorim School. Unlike the standard urban high schools on this list, Moorim Institute is a hidden, elite academy nestled deep in the mountains that doesn't just focus on high academic scores. Instead, it teaches its international student body the sacred values of virtue, honor, loyalty, self-defense, and advanced martial arts. The plot kicks into gear when a troubled, arrogant K-pop idol, suffering from a career-threatening hearing loss, and a wealthy Chinese heir are forced to enroll at the school. Initially clashing due to their massive egos, they soon discover that the school hides deep, ancient secrets, including a powerful hidden artifact that dark forces are desperate to steal. The action in Moorim School is highly unique because it blends traditional Asian martial arts, swordplay, and spiritual energy manipulation with modern teenage drama. The students undergo rigorous cinematic training montages, mastering everything from staff fighting to hand-to-hand combat. As the external threat of a dangerous, shadowy organization closes in on the academy, the competitive students must put aside their rivalries and unite to protect their sanctuary. At number 8, we have Dokgo Rewind, a dark, gritty, and exceptionally stylized prequel to the famous webtoon Dokgo. This drama is a pure, unadulterated street fighting thriller that completely strips away the shiny look of typical high school dramas. The story revolves around Kang Hyuk, a legendary street fighter who dropped out of school and spends his days roaming around with his loyal, equally tough friends. Kang Hyuk is a force of nature, known for his devastating punches and an unbreakable sense of justice. His life takes a dark, complicated turn when he and his crew cross paths with students who are being mercilessly tormented and broken by the heavy, organized delinquency rings that control the local high schools. Dokgo Rewind is essentially one massive, beautifully shot martial arts brawl from start to finish. The fight choreography is incredibly raw, impactful, and realistic, focusing heavily on street-style boxing, grappling, and high-impact choreography, where you can practically feel the weight of every single punch thrown. Sliding into the number 9 spot is the wildly entertaining, high-stakes spy comedy, Undercover High School. The narrative follows Jung Hae-sung, an absolute ace field agent working for the National Intelligence Service's elite domestic team. Hae-sung is highly lethal, a master of tactical espionage, and capable of taking down heavily armed criminals without breaking a sweat. However, he is handed his most terrifying, stressful mission yet. He must go completely undercover as a regular transfer student at an elite, highly competitive high school to track down a massive cache of hidden gold bars tied to a historical mystery. The brilliance of Undercover High School lies in the massive, hilarious contrast between Hae-sung's deadly spy instincts and the chaotic reality of high school life. Watching an elite government operative try to navigate high school math, teenage drama, and strict student council members while secretly sneaking around the school at night to perform black ops surveillance. Capping off our list at number 10 is Extracurricular. This series completely shatters the typical high school mold, plunging deep into the criminal underworld. The story follows Jisoo, a quiet, invisible model student who is fiercely determined to escape the crushing poverty left behind by his deadbeat parents. To pay for his tuition and living expenses, Jisoo lives a double life. He is the secret mastermind behind an illegal, highly profitable security business that protects underground sex workers. The fragile piece of his secret life completely shatters when a wealthy, chaotic classmate discovers his secret and forces her way into the business. From there, everything spirals into absolute chaos. The action in Extracurricular is frantic, desperate, and incredibly raw. These aren't polished martial artists. These are stressed-out teenagers who suddenly find themselves hunted by brutal street gangs, corrupt syndicates, and relentless police detectives. And there you have it, the top 10 action-packed high school Korean dramas that will absolutely keep you glued to your screen. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel for more epic K-drama recommendations.